Thank you for coming. I'm Anastasiia Zvenigorodskaia, and today I want to share my view on how to make open source profitable, not just useful. And when we hear open source, many people think it means free, but open source is about being open, not about being free. And who am I and why you can trust me? I'm co-founder and chief operating officer at Epicmax, where we build and support open source and commercial projects with Vue.js. I'm a consultant in finance and strategy for technical founders, and I started my open source journey at 17 with Linux community. Maybe that's why I still don't have kids. I spent more than 12 years in front-end development and project management, and I was a chief editor of the open source magazine User on Linux for 3 years. And how you can see, I'm not super good in choosing usernames. And what you will learn today? First, I want to share our story in Epicmax, how much time and money we spent on our open source project in 8 years. Then I will show you 3 key parts of any successful open source journey and stage of an open source project and which model fits best. And then we will discuss how to attract users and turn them into clients at each stage of your open source project. And at the end of my talk, I want to share with you our biggest mistake, key lessons we learned, and what we do now with our open source projects. Let me tell you how it all started in Epicmax. Our company was founded 8 years ago by a developer who didn't want to code alone, so he hired others. Classic story. We had no portfolio, no public projects, because all our previous work was under NDA and we can't show it. But we have a lot of love for Vue.js and open source ideas, so we said, let's build something open source. Let's show ourselves and our clients that we can build something real and really cool. And this is how USTCadmin was born, a set of ready-to-use dashboard pages. In just a few days, it became the 4th most popular repo on GitHub, and it helped us attract first clients to Epicmax. And you can say great results. We actually reached the goals that we set for our open source project. And maybe that was the right moment to rethink, to stop open source development and rethink our strategy. But we continued in 2 directions, building and supporting our open source project and working on clients' projects, sometimes using our open source projects, but mostly working with their own toolset. And later that year, we published a small open source project, Epic Spinners, a set of loading animation built only with CSS. And to be honest, we did it just because we want to play around with CSS animations. And then after a couple of years, we understood that our admin panel had a lot of repeatable components, and we decided to move them into a separate library, and that's how USTQI was born. And in October last year, we started free online meetups for front-end developers. At first, they were made to help us feel more like a team, since all our developers live different cities, different countries. But then some popular speakers started joining us, and our meetup became regular and more public. And most of the time, we did the same thing. We made money from clients' commercial projects and invested to open source. And let's see what we have today in numbers. Our first open source product, USTCadmin, has around 2,000 forks and more than 10,000 stars, not too bad. Epic Spinners had 360 forks and almost 4,000 stars. USTQI 354 forks and 3.6 thousand stars. And for Vue.js stock, we have around 200, maybe more for now, subscribers for our calendar, and 40-50 people live each event. We have it every month. And let's do a quick calculation. To understand how much it would cost you, take your developer's hourly rate and taxes and multiply it by the number of hours we spent. I use this rate, 22 euro per hour, because according to Glassdoor, it's the average gross rate for middle front-end developer. And if we have this 22 euro per hour rate in mind, we spend more than 4,000 hours for ViewStick admin, and it can cost you 90,000 euro. Why it's so much? Because honestly, it wasn't just one project. It was like 3 major versions, because it was like how much, 8 years. A lot of design changes. We need to follow new design trends. We need to update it to Vue 3, do some migration work, fix a lot of bugs. We need to create landing page, then change this landing page again. And it's that's something you need to understand. If you create even small project like our Epicmax, I lost my mouse. Yes. It took 470 hours. You can ask me why it's so much, because again, we need to create landing page. We need to do some maintaining this project. And if you create even small pet project, you will have some technical debt, and it's a lot of work around. And even this small project can cost you more than 10,000 euro. And for ViewStick UI, we spent more than 22,000 hours, and according to this average rate in Spain, it can cost you almost €500,000. It's too much. And for Vue.js we spent almost nothing in money, and I think it's around 4 hours per month, even less for now, because I have everything prepared, like a newsletter, some covers for advertising, everything. And I have one developer in my team who can help me with everything, and I just need to speak to speakers. It's not too much work, but we attract a lot of people. And yes, we had more visibility. Yes, we looked better than other agencies without any open source project, but we could have achieved more. And let's try to understand, why do some open source projects make money and others don't. The answer is simple. As always, successful projects always have a plan and strategy. And I think without a strategy, an open source project is just expensive hobby. And if you want to build open source seriously, build it like a business, the first skill you need is brutal honesty with yourself. And let me share with you the 3 things the must-have part of any successful open source journey. First one, strong idea. Your product must solve real problem. How you can understand if it's enough strong? Talk to people, ask other developers for feedback. Open source folk are super friendly and open. You can find some Discord communities on just like forums. You need to watch what competitors are doing, maybe catch some ideas, and never repeat them mistakes. Second key, active community and contributors. You need to engage people to your product, and then you can grow. I believe solo developers always move slower and stuck in their own mind, and you can have real feedback for your product only from community, because people use your code in wrong, unexpected way, and it's great because it's how you can improve your product, how you can grow. And I believe having 50 small contributors who can help you time to time, it's better than having 3 full-time but paid developers. And the last king, sustainable monetization model, your long-term strategy. And you need to always remember that open source project, if you want to build it like a business, is a marathon. You need to plan how much time, energy, and money you will invest, and what you expect to get in return. And now let's move to one of the main question: what is the best model? The answer is, as always, is no one perfect answer. Most successful projects use 3 or 4 models together. For example, Next use SaaS model for their Next Studio, marketplace, support and consulting, and education. Call.com, great product, use SaaS, open source, dual leads, and enterprise support. Grafana use open core, hosting, plugins, and support. And big question, how to choose the right model? I think first you need to understand where you now. And let's review 3 stages of any open source project and trying to understand which model fits best for each stage. First stage, just started, early stage. Your goal is here, get user, get feedback, and build community around your product. And what matters here, yes, it's easy to start. Maybe everyone can have some product and publish it to GitHub. And your big focus here is build trust and focus on value, not money yet. Good models for early stage, it's sponsorship and some accelerator program, for example, GitHub Accelerator. Education, you can create videos, write some articles to blog, give some talks, maybe for small online conferences and even big offline. And consulting, you can help others using your tool. And how you can attract first users, you need to follow baby steps. And please don't wait for the launch and for something like 1,000 stars. You need to start sharing your story as early you can. People love the C process. Post on Twitter or XCOM, Reddit, LinkedIn, Medium, any social network that you like. And I recommend you choose maybe 2 or 3 platforms that you use like every day, that you love. I believe we have target audience everywhere. If you think maybe you don't have any audience in Instagram, for example, in your friends have a big audience, maybe someone can just share your information, share your product, and people can find you. You need to join Discord communities and GitHub discussion, write comments on LinkedIn, and maybe it's a good idea to choose 2 different platforms with like different tone of voice and vibe. For example, for me, it's better. The best option is Instagram for maybe more like lifestyle and like private content, and LinkedIn for business, more business articles. You can add XCOM, Reddit, everything that you like, but you need to share your values. And I make it so pink, as you see. It's so important because I believe we all buy something and we support project only with something that's connected with our values. And you need to start do consulting, you need to be visible, helpful, and ask for real feedback, not just starts. You can offer some free help for maybe starting with your friends or some companies, maybe your previous jobs, your friends. Offer some help, but always set clear boundaries and always ask for feedback, not just like, yes, it was great, it was useful. No, maybe the best options that you can have is video feedback. Then you can promote on your social media, on your website. You need to become a speaker. Even small online meetup can bring you early users, and one good offline talk can bring you users, contributors, and future clients. Next stage may be the most interesting because you already have some users. And your goal here, start earning money and scale your project. What matters here, you need to show users clear reason to pay, not just support me. You need to create simple pricing, and your goal here to have repeatable income, not one-off donation, even if it's big. And good models for this stage, it's open core, when it's free basics, pro features cost money, SaaS, hosting updates, convenience for a fee, and marketplace, thems, plugins, extras for sale. It's so important split features like free for everyone and premium for teams. And where you can find paying users, you need to start with your current users, talk to them, ask what they would pay for. Use onboarding emails, Discord channels, feedback calls, and you need to turn early users to your customers. And you need to promote with real results. Keep going with creating content. You need to post videos, speak at events, but for now, it's more important to share use cases, to show success stories and real result. On previous step, like early stage, you did free consulting, and you should have great packed and like designed case studies, publish it to your website, to your social media. And case studies and storytelling really matters here because we all like stories. And you can start with partnerships program. Many companies have it. You can just looking for something in your ecosystem. If your product fits something like bigger ecosystem, you can collaborate with other open source projects, and maybe not open source, maybe commercial too, who serve services the same audience. For example, I can say we all know Vue.js, Next, other open source guys, they have own partnership program. Sometimes it costs money, sometimes no. You can create something like great collaboration. And I believe in open source world, we all partners, we're not competitors. That's why it's easy way. You just can go for some conference and speak to people and maybe find some friends and future sponsors, future collaborators. And the most wanted stage, business stage, when companies use your product. Your goal here is having stable income, because to build a real serious business, you need to have recurring revenue and having enterprise clients. What matters here? License security and compliance. You need to create some like business contract and offer long-term support. You need to offer serious tool and services that business can trust. And good models here is dual license, free for devs, paid for companies, supporting consulting, paid help, custom solutions, and open core and CLA, premium features and paid support. How to grow and find users at this stage? You need to go where your clients are, and this stage of open source project may be more like regular commercial business, because you need to go to tech conferences, to B2B events. You need to partner with agencies that serve your audience. For example, how we have in Epicmax, we have partnership with other open source guys. Even we have own open source, because again, we're not competitors. We all can collaborate and help each other to grow, because we do some different things. And you need to show up yourself as a solution, because it's so important to sell your product to enterprise companies. You need to focus on return on investments, how your tool saves time, money, and reduce risk for business. You need to share case studies, benchmarks, create some migration guides, offer an audit, something more valuable for business. And on this stage, it's so important to hire right people for sales, but I recommend you find someone with open source experience. I believe it's not the same, just sell some like commercial product and sell open source product. It's so different, and you need to find people with this special open source vibe, who already in community, who understand our we're not the same with building just commercial project, because we have this idea like something maybe similar with charity, but it's not real charity. And you need to reach out directly. You need to do this boring stuff that all developers really hate: cold emails, some demo calls, onboarding calls. You need to think about what you can sell again for your current clients, something you do upselling. Maybe it's right moment to make big partnership with some like big expensive companies, like with Amazon or something like that. Yes, it sometimes costs too much, but on this stage you already have some recurring income, and maybe it's right moment to invest money in PR activity and find new markets. Maybe right moment to hire a business development manager, but again with open source experience. And let's back to our story in Epicmax. After 8 years in open source, we still in the early stage. It's like some painful true, but this is a trap for many developers, I believe. It feels like if you are started a project, if you invest a lot of time and money, you have to keep maintaining and growing it. And if you stop, you will lose everything you already built. But that's not true. What really happens, you keep investing in a project that's not working for you anymore, instead of being honest about it and changing the strategy. And let's try to understand where did we go wrong. We had no strategy or clear goals before investing money and time. Our developers chose tasks based on interest, not business impact, and it's logically, if we didn't know our goals, how could they possibly understand them? And if we can combine everything in one sentence, we treated the project like a hobby, no financial planning, no donation setup, no budget, and no strategy sessions, because it's something about serious business, not about open source. But we invested in them like commercial products. And let's be honest, we made mistakes, but we also did a few things really right. We built a strong team. All our developers, for now, I can say they all stars. They had a great level of technical skills and soft skills too, because we have our open source to test and onboard developers, like our internal sandbox. And every new developer should stay 3 or 4 weeks on our open source product, and it's a great way to understand if it's a good match for our company. We was focused all 8 years. We chose only one small technology, Vue.js, and it gave us a clear niche and helped to sell commercial services. We built trust and partnership in the Vue ecosystem. Yes, we started only last year, but even in 1 year, we have great results for now. And yes, it's good to start in the beginning of our company, but for now, we understand our mistakes, and we put all non-strategic investment in our open source and focus it more on Vue integrations, not just fixing bugs, because it's not help our strategy for now. And we stopped to be in silence. We started writing articles, posting, speaking, and hosting own events. And what's next? This shift might finally move us into the growing stage where smart investment truly makes sense, and maybe then we can develop some paid version of Vue Stick Admin or create some plugins for marketplace. But this time we start with strategic planning, financial model, and real contributor involvements, not just internal effort. And this is my small key takeaways for you. Open source needs more than code. It needs strategy and clear goals. And if you want your project to make money, you need to treat it like a business. And you need to be honest with yourself and face the facts, not just your dream. It's like Metallica said, it's sad but true. You need to choose your monetization model early based on your stage. You need to tell your story from day one. You need to create content, speak at event, build your network, and hire right people in the right moment. You need to sell like a pro. You need to sell like in commercial business, because this process may be the same. And mistakes will happen. Just don't stay stuck, and it's never too late to rethink, rebuild, and grow. And this is my small homework for you. Please write down 2 or 3 action items that you want to say with yourself after my talk, and do it next 3 days. And if you like the talk, please connect me on LinkedIn. If you didn't, connect anyway and tell me why. And thank you again. I was really happy to be here. And if you have any questions or ideas, I love to chat. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks a lot for the lovely talk, Anna. There are plenty of nice illustrations, and yeah, not everybody can be creative with the name, but that's totally fine. Don't worry. I have a lot of questions personally, but we're going to stick to the ones from the audience today. What's one monetization strategy that you've seen working particularly well for open source projects, and why?
I can say all of them in some like interesting mix, not only one. And maybe I can just not answer to your question, but I want to share some
Sure.
useful information. Not many projects start with sponsorship, like just putting a sponsorship tool on GitHub, and they think that, yeah, okay, we do some monetization, but it's not working. There are many other tools, and I not believe like just supporting me works. You need to understand why you started. If you share your pain or your problem, you can find a lot of other people who have the same, and they can support you. Maybe start with sponsorship, but then use different my favorite is dual license. I think it's so fair for me. If I build something just for me, just for my business, and use it like just for me, it's okay if I use it for free. But if I build the project based on your tool and sell it, yes, it's fair to pay.
That's a very pragmatic way of saying things. Yeah, that's
But
nice.
maybe we have some sad stories when some big hosting providers just host other open source project, and so never pay back. It's not fair.
Yeah, indeed. Do we maybe have some common mistakes? And maybe one that you stumbled upon?
We didn't count money. And maybe it's
Okay.
something that many open source projects repeat, because it's like, it's open source, it's not business, but if you spend money, it's a business. And there are many hidden costs, some taxes, everything. And we started count it when we face the amount of money we spend. It was maybe some hard moment, but we started to do it carefully and more like strategically.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's also the thing of sometimes it's driven by passion, and then you get into the okay, we still need to pay the bill. So then, how do we do? Especially if you have more people, or like you get an actual company rolling. Yeah, it's tricky. Okay, all right, amazing. Thanks, Ratana, and
Thank you.
we'll see you at the next conference in September for the same
Thank you
topic.
so
So,
much.
yes, have a nice
Yeah.
day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.